and evangelism. We are amplifying our voice for lightning speed action to bring the perpetrators to book. No, murder is the ultimate form of censorship. And the idea is not only to exert a chilling effect on press freedom, but also to tell journalists, especially investigative journalists, that it will be dangerous. In fact, you put your life on the line if you dare unravel dark spots or fight corruption. Otherwise, corruption, as the saying goes, will fight you back. So we are urging the security authorities, we are urging officialdom to intensify the search for the killers of Ahmed Swaleh. Yeah. Not too long ago, we were promised by His Excellency the President that the killers will be found. Earlier on, we had been promised by the police that they are close to unraveling the circumstances which swirl around the assassination, brutal assassination of Ahmed Swaleh. Since then, we have not heard anything, and the silence is too loud and dangerous.
Before we let you go, though, there is the school of thought that our inaction as a country, based on what has happened to Ahmed Swaleh, seem to be giving a lot of signal negatively that any act that is perpetrated negatively against journalists would mean that the person is free to go, scot-free, so to speak. How has that been realized over the last 2 years, so to speak?
I beg your pardon if you could repeat the question. I'm having some challenges with the line.
Okay. Our inaction as a country, because of what has happened, not getting the answers for Ahmed Swaleh, seem to have emboldened others. We've seen a number of hate speeches that have been perpetrated in the media by top politicians, some strong personalities in our country, and it seemed to have emboldened others over the last 2 years. How can you lay credence to some of these schools of thoughts that have been coming into the media space over the last two years?
Roland, I think you're absolutely right. The inability of our security apparatus to find the perpetrators has more than emboldened certain enemies of press freedom. You know, the anti-media brew, which is bubbling in certain dangerous circles, all point to the fact that impunity is yet to be dealt with surgically. And impunity is such that once it is not uprooted, once it's not dealt with from the root and not the branch, it reignites a self-propelling and re-energizing cycle, which we are witnessing now. The insidious threats and attacks, scandalous attacks against journalists, all points to the fact that the killers of Ahmed Swaleh and others who have been emboldened will continue to threaten journalists until we take a hard look as a nation and put a hard stop to the litany of attacks and threats against journalists.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Roland Afomoni, President of the Ghana Journalists Association. It's been 2 years since Ahmed Swaleh, one of the lead investigators for Tiger Eye, working with Anas Arimiyawa Anas on many investigative pieces, passed on, killed brutally, and so far, no responses. Well, we'll see how it goes. We'll keep digging, and hopefully we'll get some answers. Aisha.
Let's now look at education this evening. While schools in Accra prepare to receive students on Monday, there are those in the countryside without basic infrastructure. Komla Adom visited Yaudonko, a rural community in the Yenswano district of the Eastern Region, and reports community folks are racing against time to complete a makeshift structure to accommodate pupils. This is because a madhouse serving as a classroom before the COVID break caved in due to months of inactivity.
It was a 3-hour journey battling bad roads and poor network connectivity at times to Yaodonko, one of many rural communities in the Ayin-Swano district of the Eastern region. We have come to observe preparations for reopening of schools here. We are told the school has only 3 classrooms, which is expected to accommodate over 100 pupils. This is the Junior High School 3 classroom block of the Yaodonko DA Basic School here in some parts of the Eastern region. And let me show you what 10 months of inactivity in school has left many of the school structure, a thick film of dust, animal droppings, and some portions of a building even falling apart. The students are here today to begin preparations ahead of school reopening on Monday. Teachers have summoned the children to tidy up the classrooms. But the concern is how they will manage the 160 pupils, especially after a mud structure which used to host some of them caved in. Community folks are now racing against time to complete a makeshift structure they hope will accommodate 5 classes. Former headmaster of a school and Nkoswahene of the community, Ohene Labi Fred, says several appeals to education authorities to build more structures here have failed to yield any results.
Previously, we used to use some bamboos and then some palm fronds to erect some temporary structure for the school. Now that the community, we've decided to get some boards so that we put some temporary shed. Monday, with the arrival of the children, they will get some place to occupy for the meantime. At times, we combine some of the classes because we've written to the office for several times to put up some building, series of letters, but yet we haven't got any.
The male adults here are putting their shoulders to the wheel to ensure the makeshift structure is made habitable enough for the pupils by Monday. 160 pupils, inadequate infrastructure, but many more parents seeking admission for their children. One of them is 36-year-old Dinah Nyami.
I came to secure admission for my 2 children.
Her third child, who is under 4 years, however, would have to wait for probably another year before he can be admitted to the Yaodonko DA Basic School because the school lacks adequate caretakers to handle young kids. School heads and community leaders hope pupils can catch up on the long period of lost time because unlike their compatriots in the cities, pupils here had no means of receiving tuition while they stayed at home.
As we are in session, contact hours, you see some children in they go to farm with their parents. Some are palm one typers, others are hunters. We call something go and chase. When they come with some rats and then some grass cutters, the parents also enjoy. I took a step to stop that, but some parents will tell you, and I wouldn't also. That is another challenge.
Well, for now, it's men at work, contributing to see their children receive some education. And issues of COVID protocols, however, may come later, only after the pupils have a decent place to sit when they return here on Monday. Komla Adum, TV3 News, Yaodonko, Eastern Region.
In the OT region, some concerned teachers in the King Presbyterian Basic School in Jasikan, they have called on stakeholders as a matter of urgency to construct a new classroom block before school reopens on Monday. Now, according to the teachers, the structure cannot support teaching and learning.
The structure has been in a deplorable state before school went on break by government directives during the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Some concerned teachers and parents said they have called on authorities to intervene, but to no avail. They said authorities are aware of the situation but have always made empty promises. In an interview with one of the teachers, Evans Oklu, he said the KG and Class 3 pupils occupy the school structure, and if urgent attention is not given, it will collapse on school kids.
Normally, when it rains and the situation becomes unbearable, they leave the classroom and join their brothers and sisters at this block or under the tree, or sometimes at the JSS block. So I want to urge all stakeholders and appeal that we need an urgent situation and intervention in this place so that we can all be happy, because we cannot start teaching and learning activities whilst our junior brothers and sisters will be sitting under this.
We're still staying on education. While some students, in anticipation of the resumption of academic activities on Monday, went to their schools to help in cleaning, others found themselves along the beaches of Accra with no clue on when schools will reopen. In the following report, Job Kwabna Laboja visited some communities along the coast to assess children's readiness and how eager they are to return to school.
Choco Presby Basic School is one of the schools visited. This is Choco Presby School, the only government school in the area. And people were expected to be here today, but the place is virtually empty, except the kids you see right there. Here, only a female teacher was present at the time of our visit. She told us off camera they were expecting a huge chunk of the student population to turn out. Muhammad Ajete Sowa is a resident in Choco community.
If they go to school, it's good down. They will sit house there. They used to go to the seaside and go and bath sea. If they are going to school, man, they will like it. We are enjoying our visit.
He fears most students in the area might not return to school due to their long stay at home.
They used to go see and go and bath the sea. After that, if they are not learning to, if you are find them to send them to, you can't get them in the house.
Ruben, also a resident in Chemu, agrees with him.
Because of one or two reasons. Most of the youth now they want to fraud more. I want to know most scammers.
Most children are not focused on schooling anymore because they have sorted to other activities such as frauding.
Meanwhile, a walk through the community revealed most students were going about their usual activities, with some pushing tracks and others running errands. According to them, online studies is out of their reach. As for Simon Tete, who is also a JHS1 student in one of the schools in the community, he wished he could stay home, but he has no choice.
I am not happy. I have stayed home for long and I feel I'm lagging behind.
To most parents in the area, the reopening of schools on Monday is a relief.
I am very happy about school reopening. This would prevent my children from roaming unnecessarily.
The situation at Bebeise Basic School is, however, different. Authorities here say enough sensitization has been carried out and still ongoing to get the children to school. Here, students turn out in their numbers to keep the place in shape before Monday. Emmanuel left his colleagues at school for the beach.
When I woke up in the morning, my sister was cooking the food, and so when she finished, then I ate. Then I went to school, but they have not finished the work when I came home. That's why I'm here in the beach playing ball.
How did you manage to come home if the school, your colleagues are still in school?
But I dodged.
Job Kwabna Laboja, TV3 News, Choco, Accra.
In the Ashanti region, basic schools have also reopened after 10 months closure as a result of the outbreak of coronavirus. However, effective academic work is also expected to take off on Monday, the 18th of January. Our reporter, Ibrahim Abubakar, visited some schools in Kumasi to assess their preparedness for classes on Monday.
Schools across the country were shut in March last year to prevent spread of COVID-19. Government, however, announced a reopening of schools after consultation with stakeholders. Friday, January 15, the first day of reopening by primary pupils. At the Dichamso MA Primary and JSS, some pupils had reported but were not in school uniform. They were tidying up the classrooms and premises when the news team arrived in the school. Assistant headmistress of the school, Beatrice Opon, said effective teaching and learning will begin on Monday.
Taking care of the children to arrange so that Monday we can start lessons.
The situation was not different at the TI Media Basic School. Pupils and teachers had teamed up to clean the classrooms in preparation towards Monday when effective work begins. Some of the pupils were excited to return to school.
To come back to school because we've been home for a long time. We couldn't learn when we were home. Coming back to school is we'll be able to learn.
The time that I was sitting home, I was not happy. My friends, so only me at the home, but I'm not feeling happy. That's why I want to come to school. I'm not scared because we are using the nose mask and the hand sanitizer, so the COVID cannot do us anything.
A parent, Grace Osei, was also excited her wards are back to school to continue their studies.
We are happy, not me alone, but all parents are happy because leaving the children in the house, going to work, though they had the TV to themselves to learn, but if there's a question bothering them, there was no way the child would be able to ask. But when they come to the school, the teachers are there, they interact with them. If the child is bothered with a question, she will ask the teacher. So I'm very happy that they are coming back. I don't have any fear. Every day I talk to my children, I tell them what to do when they go to school. And I know it will continue as they come. The teachers will continue to tell them wearing of the mask, hand washing, and then the social distancing.
Various schools in Kumasi were, however, yet to receive Veronica buckets, sanitizers, and face masks as promised by government.
And now 222 private schools have collapsed as a result of the COVID-19 school closure. Executive Director of the National Council of Private Schools, Enoch Jitia, says the collapse was as a result of lack of support in their times of difficulty.
Owners of private schools are meeting to dialogue on the challenges they went through under COVID-19 and present a report to the Education Ministry. The meeting saw attendance from the southern sector of the country. Private school owners discussed teacher licensing by the National Teaching Council, the National Council for Curriculum and Assessment (NACA) program, and the National Inspectorate Board policies for private schools. Executive Director of the National Council of Private Schools, Enoch Jitia, said the engagement will come out with policy guidelines to regulate private education post the COVID-19 pandemic.
There has been a need for us to call for stakeholder engagement to know how best the private schools will be able to revamp back in terms of the school reopening. Private schools really went through a series of challenges, and as one of the measures taken, there is a need for us to assess those challenges and then come out with remediations and interventions that will be able to put forward and subvert these kind of challenges in case of when we resume school.
He was emphatic private schools will reopen on the announced day, insisting there will be a big challenge if they do not.
We contribute over 33% of enrollment intake in the pre-tertiary level. So if we are not reopening next Monday, it means that these students will not be able to get the academic work or let's say school to attend. So we are prepared to reopen, but we are also calling for state collaboration and state support.
He said the new syllabi developed by NACA under the new reform for kindergarten 1 to primary 6 is ready, while the Common Core program focusing on junior high school 1 to senior high school 1 are yet to be developed, and so teachers will be given learner's manual to teach. The public relations officer for the National Teaching Council, Dennis Osei-Owusu, said teacher licensing will start Monday, January 18, targeting over 400,000 teachers.
And alongside, there is a mad rush for face masks and sanitary materials as schools get ready to reopen on Monday. Komladum again visited the Medina market in Accra and reported it was business boom for vendors.
In less than 72 hours, academic work in kindergarten and basic schools will begin, following a return to the classroom after 10 months of closure due to the COVID-19 pandemic. For many of the pupils, especially those too young to understand anything that happened in the last year, it is a challenge adapting to the new normal that will limit their interaction with others. But their parents are determined to offer them the best protection as much as they can. At the Medina market, it was a mad rush for masks and sanitary materials.
They're open on Monday, and I guess I need to get some more masks at home to be able to secure, the COVID and their issues. So that's why I'm buying the masks, 50 pieces in it. So we'll try it and see. If it gets finished, we'll come back for more within the term. Especially for her younger children, Enu Boatima has devised a way to get the kids to wear their face coverings. You know how kids are. They are, all over the place and all that. So we are trying to make them understand why they should wear the mask. So we are getting the exciting colors for them. So while they wear it, they'll be excited about it. And I'm getting the sanitizers who also will lock around their bags so that it will be easily accessible. Mame Sewa is also getting a few sanitary materials for her 4-year-old daughter.
Mato nose mask obe yusu and tell me sabeto sanitizer na mato liquid soap no so obe yusu nti so yusu we no tissue no nti so no mudi ego na wa na nyame so na ebo mo ban.
For vendors of these items, this is the time to cash in. Doris Kumado has stocked just enough to meet the needs of her clients during the rush hour.
This particular one is for children, the small babies. Between 3 years to 10 years or 11 years. I'm not for motor and so far. And I say, Nina, sign. And I'm a person, I'm the Macofa by Omuguso motor.
She confirms the sale of face masks dipped at the latter part of 2020.
First, no talk. I almost say I'll be in your but I say I can't say about school.
Since the announcement of reopening of schools, sales have shut up.
The countdown for academic work to begin in basic schools is on, and each passing minute, anxious pupils and students would look forward to reuniting with their friends, albeit in extraordinary circumstances of limited physical contact. Komla Adum, TV3 News.
Back to the Ashanti region, most hostel managers in Kumasi say they are recording a decline in revenue due to COVID-19 pandemic. The number of occupants in a room have been cut down to allow for adherence to social distancing. Here's another report by Ibrahim Abubakar.
The Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology currently has a student population of over 70,000. The increasing number of students usually leads to accommodation challenge on campus, as the 6 traditional halls and other hostels on campus accommodate only about 9,000 students. This means the remaining students would have to secure accommodation in hostel facilities outside campus. The news team visited some hostel facilities at Ayediase near KNUST. A number of students were spotted with their luggage in some hostels to secure accommodation, which range between 1,850 to 3,000 cedis a year per head. With the outbreak of COVID-19 and the need to practice social distancing, some hostel managers have reduced the number of persons in a room whilst maintaining the old price. Rooms that were accommodating 4 people have been reduced to 3, and the ones accommodating 3 have been reduced to 2. For managers of Frontline Inn, the safety of the students is a priority, even though they are losing some revenue.
The COVID has presented a lot of challenges, but we as an organization, we are dealing with this by putting in some key measures such as the use of the Veronica buckets, and we are putting up sink structures which allow the students to wash their hands before even having access to the rooms. We are still working within the same price range we had for last year.
The situation was similar at Mojo Hostel. Only 2 students are allowed to occupy a room instead of 3. The R&B hostel has also adopted the same strategy to ensure the safety of the students. We have put measures in place to ensure a smooth learning and safe environment for all students. Meanwhile, management of KNUST has partnered with 180 hostel facilities around campus to provide accommodation for students at a regulated price.
We envisage the numbers, and so management has signed an agreement with hostel managers dotted around the university. And then the managers have been trained on how to ensure the COVID-19 protocols are adhered to.
The university intends to further expand accommodation facilities to cater for the growing number of students.
Well, we have to go for a break. And when we come back, we'll tell you how the Ghana Prison Service intends establishing health centers across Ghana.
Please stay with us.
Proud old student of Agri Memorial Senior High School. My school needed a facelift, and Deluxe acrylic paint came in
and did their magic, and wow, the school looks
the touch is simply classic.
The school environment is now conducive for us all to teach and learn.
After the painting, our colors are just phenomenal.
Exquisite, a conducive place to study now.
Proud to be an amazing.
You like the acrylic paint, you can't contest.
I love football. Football can be a dirty game, on or off the pitch. Even when I'm trying to score at a party, stains find a way of tracking me down. But I don't worry at all, because I have Cleansoft. Use new Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, a unique formula with active ingredients and enzymes that gets rid of all stubborn stains and leaves your clothes smelling wonderful. Cleansoft, my favorite. Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, clean all.
When you wake up in the morning, before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
We always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Is that not your wife?
Every time your children are falling sick, you don't have money.
Stop! Everyone! Baby!
Stop.
What's setting me here for tonight? You know I like that sweet-scented insecticide spray. Little bit of the porch. Now the be up in the living room hall. Bedroom what you hear? Me love you, me baby. Although you're dead. Of course, I take very good care of my wife and children. So I always win. If you want to protect your family against mosquitoes, there's still this sweet-scented perfume coil now. I repel mosquitoes. I know we say baby. And the spray, also sweet-scented. It kills all crawling and flying insects. Heaven insecticide. Oh, sharp no. Prevention is always better than Maunsanka or Heaven insecticide spray. And in the coil, if you say heaven, dear.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Thanks for staying with us. Let's look at some more stories. The Ghana Prison Service is to establish health centers in all of its establishments across the country this year. Director of Prison Health, DDP patient Bafu Boni, told Peter Kwadato that the service has already secured certification to upgrade the Nsawan Prison sick bay to hospital status.
The health care of prisoners is an integral and essential part of every prison's work. Primary care is the most effective and efficient element of health care in any public health system and should be available to every prisoner. Prisoners have the same rights to health care as everyone in society. The purpose of health care in prison is the same as outside prison. A full primary care service also includes elements of disease prevention and health promotion. However, access to health care in Ghana's prisons is woeful. Unlike the military and the police, the Ghana Prison Service cannot boast of a dedicated standard health facility. But that is about to change following the creation of a health directorate within the Ghana Prison Services High Command structure. All prison establishments across the country are to have a befitting healthcare facility following certification from the Health Facility Registration Agency, HEFRA.
2021 is going to be a massive year for establishing hospitals for prisons establishments across the country. And as we talk now, registration is ongoing. In some, for example, has now gotten the registration as a hospital. And then going along, we will pray that the public will come and support us as we establish these health posts across the country.
However, the Director of Prison Health, DDP Patience Bafuboni, called for public support to fast-track the plan.
Because globally, in all the advanced countries, prison health is considered a public health issue. And the simple reason is that the prisoners will not live the rest of their lives in prison. And so if there's a health problem in the prison and it is not attended to, there is a high likelihood of the inmates going back home and infecting the general public with it. So all of us to join hands to ensure that the prisons are safe in terms of health. And I think together we'll go along.
Now, about 76% of the national population has been targeted to be vaccinated once Ghana acquires approved COVID vaccines. According to a draft plan put together by the Ghana Health Service and its partner institutions, priority will also be given to various vulnerable populations when COVID vaccines are being administered right here in our country. Here is a report by Wendy Lai.
The national manager of the expanded program on immunization of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Kwame Amponsa Achiano, says the draft national vaccine deployment plan is ready and awaiting finalization.
The next is to finalize the plan and get the vaccines in country. It's work in progress, so we are scheduled to meet again early next week. So by Wednesday we would have. It's because it's a living document. We'll still call it a draft. You never have a final one until you are about delivering the vaccines.
The draft plan has about 76% of the population to be inoculated.
Pregnant women will be excluded. They form about 4% of the population by estimates. And then also under fives. Under fives will form about 20% of the total population. So if we put them together, 24. Therefore, these 24 are excluded. And then all other people are put in the plan. But of course, because it's going to be phased, you need to prioritize who gets it first and second and third and so on.
Though the country stands to benefit from a COVAX facility that will provide about 20% of the country's vaccine needs for free, meaning Ghana may get some 6 million jabs for free. He indicated Ghana and some other 91 countries signed on to a Gavi-created COVAX facility. The Gavi COVAX Advanced Markets Commitment, AMC, supports access to COVID-19 vaccines for lower-income economies.
By that facility, Gavi, with other partners, are giving vaccines for about 20% of the total population, free of charge. But that's just a vaccine, not the deployment.
According to him, vaccines for these countries will be deployed around mid-April.
We've stated in the plan that we are deploying around mid-April. Because if you are getting the vaccines around late March, it means you need to do some kind of preparatory activities before.
They will be deployed for free.
Normally for the vaccines are not likely to be delivered in a campaign form, that is start and stop within a certain period, not like the routine which will be ongoing for so many years. And normally when we do that, it's free for everybody. In fact, when government procures vaccines, whichever way, whether it's partner donation or government procurement, is free.
On the safety of vaccines, Dr. Kwame Amponsa Achiano explained no vaccine has 100% efficacy, but assured Ghana has a monitoring system.
It's not just for COVID, and especially when you have a new vaccine. There's definitely a system for across board, and it's not just at the national level, regional, district, sub-district, communities. You have volunteers And people are also free to report directly to FDA and even to us.
Wendy Lai, TV3 News.
Have you wondered how it will feel to have two of your biological sons representing two constituencies in Parliament? History has been made in the 8th Parliament of Ghana as two biological Jinapor brothers are representing two constituencies, Damongo and Yape Kusogu, in the Savannah region. Our Savannah regional correspondent, Christopher Amwako, was at the palace of their father, Bupeura Jinapor, and files this report.
Bupeura Abdullahi Jinapor is a revered paramount chief in Gonjaland. The name Jinapor does not only ring a bell in the chieftaincy cycle, but also in politics. For the past decade, the Jinapors have been in the forefront of political discourse in the country. Before the 2016 general elections, John Abdullahi Jinapor served as a deputy minister of energy under the Eswal Mahama administration. In 2016, he contested elections as the NDC parliamentary candidate for the Yape Kusol constituency, a seat he retained for the NDC. Between this period, his younger brother, Samuel Abu Jinapor, served as an aide to then-candidate Akufo-Addo and later became a deputy chief of staff after the NPP won power in 2016. In 2020, lawyer Samuel Abu Jinapor contested the Damongo constituency parliamentary election and won the seat to represent the constituency in the 8th Parliament. This means that the two Jinapor brothers will be sitting on different sides of the House. Their father, Bupeura Jinapor, is excited his two sons are representing two constituencies from Gonjaland on the ticket of the NDC and NPP. The chief could not hide his excitement for the feat attained by his sons and told the news team his sons will play a critical role in uniting the country. Even though he could not do open politics as a police officer, his sons took interest in politics. He explained he was Buzia's darling boy in 1969 and played a critical role for Buzia's Progress Party. On who he admires so much politically, Bupeura Jinapor said he admires his two sons, but will always choose Abu because he's the youngest and is very smart.
I admire Sami. Why? Sami is somebody who is open. And he has, both of them have love for the family. But of course, if two things come and they are very positions, one must win.
Many Ghanaians, including President Akufo-Addo, has called for consensus in the 8th Parliament due to the equal representation of the parties in Parliament. Does the proud father of the two legislators share in this opinion?
I pray and I advise that this is the time the parliamentarians will look themselves very well if they want to be MPs. Because everybody is looking at them. They will now vet them to see whether they love the country or they don't love the country. So, of course, there must be cooperation.
The president of Imani Africa, Franklin Kujo, has asked President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to retain the finance minister Ken Ofori-Atta in office. According to him, the ministry has impressively managed the macroeconomic figures for the country over the past 4 years. Already, a senior advisor of the African Parliamentary Network, Professor David Abdullahi, disagrees.
In terms of holding the economy, look, if you noticed, almost all the macro numbers that they promised, with the exception of a double-digit inflation, double-digit GDP rate, which was never attained, but they came close to. And I think it was, for me, this thing speaks well. Of course, you can debate the issues about inclusive governance and inclusive democracy, because not all of these macro numbers reflect it. But until COVID came, with the exception of some other poor policies like NACOB and all the rest, I think you can give him a fair pass, close to, 55 Imani gave him. But personally, I think I would go a little more, because I think in terms of his personal capacity and his technical competence, I think he's the only person that I suspect will still be retained
You can be competent, but if there's a certain perception, it tends to have an impact on the way people deal with you. And also, the kind of, what I would say, benefits you get with the interest rates when you go to raise these funds from outside also has to do with the perception.
Right.
And I think, even though he's competent, I think the president can use him elsewhere, whereby at least that perception issue and the whole issue of his interest in the financial sector in Ghana would give him a little more leeway to do other things that would be beneficial. That finance ministers should be developmental in their approach. He's a banker, so it's an entirely different thing altogether. I think, there are other areas in the economy that he can work. I can't really prescribe, for the president what he's going to do.
That was on Key Point earlier today, right here on TV3. Stay with us on News 360. Sport is up next with Yao Ofusulabi.
Make you start off the year by stepping up with DSTV.
Things are about to get great.
Whoa, okay.
And that's important because
DSTV, they come give you more of the entertainment you and your family they like. So fasten your seatbelt. As DSTV take you go higher with more epic live soccer, exciting local drama, and best kids show.
That's a lot. Cool.
My people, all you for do be say, starting from 14th January to 31st March, upgrade your current DSTV package to the next one, and DSTV will bump you up to the one above that at no extra cost. It be that simple.
What?
Come on.
Oh, exciting.
Okay.
For example, let's say you have family. All you have to do is pay for Compact, and DSTV will give you Compact Plus at no extra cost.
This is a lot.
Yeah. Follow us with the hashtag DSTV Step Up for more, or call us on 0302 740 540. Terms and conditions apply.
Close-up deep action with antibacterial mouthwash formula.
Inner's Fly 2-in-1 floor cleaner and a best sew hound one. Ewa Modina Ekum, na a sound of Pampam one kitwa, where we are from. Emma from the wine. Na enjoy feeling the Kaibia. Inner's Fly floor cleaner no. Ninka Gumwa Hod one na. Wope Bambo Mapa. Every more kitwa hodia. G Inner's Fly Africa D. Inner's Fly na. No insect, no stress. Eddie Ashisha said,
hello, viewers. I'm feeling very frustrated and bored in Sambulite. I'm very happy. If you don't understand, don't worry, because myself, I don't understand. We'll cross over to our senior reporter for more details.
I'm learning to make a blog. I'm not funny, I just said. Vodafone, I'm not quite said. Ultimate Sanisika do Topia, Emily do Topia, Echo all the network. I will check up there. With Montezo, Diamond Fokeni.
Fifia, Matero said, don't you put charges, man of me.
See, the excitement for me is that I get to save a lot on Vodafone cards.
Sending money on Vodafone cards to all networks is now free. Send any amount of money as many times as you like to all networks for free. Dial *110# now to send money.
The future is exciting. Ready?
It is brought to you by Sasso Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Hi, good evening. Let's do some sports news here on News 360. My name is Yao Ofusulabi. Now, Liberty Professionals suffered their very first home defeat of the season on Saturday as they succumbed to a 2-1 loss to Busan Dwarfs in the Ghana Premier League. The Dansoman Bay side couldn't hold on to an early lead at the Calrindorf Park as Dwarfs came from behind to record a second away win this term. Liberty will make the short trip to Dawu to face Dreams FC on March Day 10. The Busan Dwarfs will also be taking on Asante Kotoko on Wednesday in their rescheduled fixture at the Cape Coast Stadium. Now the fixtures on the screen at the moment there. And yesterday, Great Olympics defeated Inter Allies by 2-0. And then the Dwarfs also beat Liberty by 2-1 in that one. But tomorrow, though, Bechem United will face Dreams FC. King Faisal will take on Elmina Sharks. And then Adriana Stars will play Legon Cities Football Club at the Domar Park. Karela will also face Brekum Chelsea at the Nyinase. Wafa will be in Sogakope where they will face Asante Kotoko. And Ashanti Gold, after an impressive win last weekend against Olympics, will take on Mediama SC at the Obuasi Lane Clay Sports Stadium. And Hearts of Oak will face 11 Wonders at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Well, the 2021 Ghana Women's Premier League season commenced today with lots of excitement and also good results at each centre. Now, Berry Ladies Football Club kickstarted the Southern Zone with an electrifying performance over Immigration Ladies, defeating the visitors in a 5-goal thriller. Now, Supreme Ladies, on the other hand, also registered their first win in the league with a dramatic comeback, defeating Prisons Ladies at the Sunyani Coronation Park. Mukarama Abdullahi registered the first hat-trick of the season in Northern Ladies' 3-1 victory over Ashtown Ladies. The Berry Ladies beats Immigration Ladies at home.
We were all crying to play football. By God's grace, we've gotten the opportunity, and this is being the opening game. I'm so grateful that we've won. Football is all about goals and all about winning, and I've won. I've taken the 3 points for the day, so I'm grateful. And everything berry is sweet, so everybody was looking at berry, whether indeed berry is sweet. And today we've shown to you that indeed berry is very, very sweet.
I think attendance was very impressive. There's a directive from the government through the ministry to ensure that we have at least 25% of supporters at the stadium, and I think that one actually helps for us to go through the right protocols in terms of social distancing. So we'll continue to encourage Ghanaians to come out and patronize the Women's Premier League, just as they patronize the Ghana Premier League for the men, because they're exciting games that we can assure you of this season.
Well, our Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp said he is not like Sir Alex Ferguson and has no skills for mind games as he faced questions about Sunday's match against league leaders Manchester United. Now, the bitter rivals find themselves first and second on the table, with United leading the champions by 3 points.
You're always excited when you're going to play against teams of that quality and caliber, of course. And for us, form goes out the window. It doesn't really matter if it's first or last game. You know, when you go to Anfield, it's a big game for the club. It's a big game for the players, for the fans. So I'm really looking forward to it because, of course, we are in a good moment of form at the moment.
Winning a football game and winning against United, it's enough. It's itself. So there's not necessary that there's a special add-on. So we play at home against United and we want to win. So that's all we have to think about. There's no extra add-on in that game because they're in the situation they are. They got the points. They deserve the points they have so far, and we have ours. And the season is still a long way to go. So it's not really in it that we talk now constantly about if we win, we are ahead of them again, and then they are blah, blah, blah. How it looks in the moment with all how the football they play again. Man City is 1 game behind and is very close as well. So you have constantly to think about other teams. We don't do that. We just try to win our football games, and for this we need to perform on our highest level because United is good. They always were, and that's it.
There's a big game coming up in England later tomorrow. Man United taking on Liverpool. That's all the sports news this evening here on News 360. My name is Yao. Ofusulav International News is up next.
In international news, Uganda's long-time president Yoweri Museveni has been re-elected, electoral officials say, amid accusations of vote rigging by his main rival, Bobi Wine. Museveni won almost 59% of the vote, with Bobi Wine trailing with about 35%, the Electoral Commission said. Bobi Wine, a former pop star, earlier vowed to provide evidence of fraud. The Electoral Commission denies there was vote rigging in Thursday's poll. Now, poll monitors have criticized the government's closure of the internet access. They say this undermined confidence. Bobby Wine said he will provide evidence of fraud once the internet was restored. There's more international news on 3news.com. Entertainment news is up next.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Food Lover Special Fragrance Rice.
Well, in entertainment, Swedro-based hip-life musician Patapang, a.k.a. King Patapizi, and Queen Patapizi, that's a wife, they hung out last night with Giovanni Caleb on Showbiz 360, right here on the channel. We'll bring you some excerpts.
Sit down.
Oh, but my
uncle,
my son is going to be named spelling name.
Huh?
I'm done.
You are done. What name? Oh, you already have a name for your son. And also Justice Annex.
You know. Yeah, and it so I did because I said was the same kaka. So say Abofane be Justice. I really like it.
Yeah.
But I used to name the son coming very soon. Spinning him.
Spinning him.
Yeah, nobody will understand.
You would name your son spinning him.
Yeah, and
how would you give our embassy bank?
No. I say Ghana for one friend Frank, one friend Patricia.
Local black man.
Say Oshe BT say Kudienchi. You see that kind of thing.
Local name.
Yeah, but since I have a fiber of no name. Na ye dey end like and yeah allow.
To spinning in your trust name. Code.
I want your code. No password no more.
And wifey agrees that you should name your son spinning him.
I'm a man, right?
No, but you know sometimes you want to run it by wifey.
No, I'm a man.
Hey, sorry.
Yes,
we agreed. If it's the boy, he will decide. If it's the girl, I will decide.
Oh, wonderful. You also have a name already in mind?
No, not yet.
Not yet. But he has spinning him.
He can't.
Yeah.
Spinning him means something different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something different.
But I remember when you came, was it 2017 that you came?
2017, yeah. I think 4 years.
But I've heard that you've built a whole empire out of your popularity.
Yes, yes.
You've got a 4-bedroom house, some of the things you've gotten from
still now we are continuing. Yeah, because, you know, I'm from nowhere, so any little I get, I have to do something. Yeah.
Invest.
Because today you get, the next day you not get. And so we have some people are saying Patapa married a white man because of paper. What is paper? Am I going to do lawyer course there or what? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's love. You know, when love comes, nobody can spoil it.
It's true.
Yeah, and in love.
Patapa in love. Yeah. That's a Kumawu movie.
Yeah, because me, I used to say that L is land.
The L in love is land.
Yes.
Go on.
Charlie, this woman, they check for now.
But what do you make of the name Spinini?
Spinini.
Yeah.
I keep wondering.
It means something different according to Patapa. We don't know in which language, but Spinini, yeah.
Let's see how it
Quite
goes.
interesting.
But I wish the two of them
they
best.
found love. Yeah, all the very best to them.
Yeah, definitely.
And thank you so much for joining us on News 360 tonight. There's more news on 3news.com. I am Aisha Yakubu.
I'm Roland Walker. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.